Cannabis Street.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi, nice to meet you. My name's Culture. What's yours?
My name is Science.
Oh,
It's
cool.
nice. Yeah.
I'm trying to catch the bus to Cannabis Street. Can I catch that here?
Cannabis Street? Why on earth would you ever want to go there? A series of studies done at Yale University in the 2000s by D'Souza and colleagues found that cannabis can actually increase symptomology, increase perception alteration, memory impairment, and serum cortisol in the acute settings, which is bad.
But also, perceptual alteration is pretty cool, you know? You can experience the world differently.
I mean, think about it. People have been using cannabis for medical, spiritual, and religious purposes for over 4,000 years. I mean, literally every corner. You know what? Forget it.
Whatever.
I'm catching the bus to Cannabis Street. Can I get that here, yes or no?
I think you could get one bus, but it goes through the road to Perdition. Really dodgy area. You don't want to go there.
Dante's Inferno. Oh, it's one of my favorites. How's it go? Through me you enter the city of the damned. Through me you enter eternal pain. Wait, hold on. No, hold on. I've taken that bus before. It takes the path to Nirvana. Are you sure we're talking about the right one?
Definitely. And cannabis use in adolescence is where some of the clearest data lies in regards to the negative outcomes. The data shows a clear link between chronic cannabis use in young adolescents and an increased risk of developing schizophrenia.
I'll send them cannabis, you know, my sweet cannabis. It opens up portals in the mind to places previously unseen, you know? It enables us to break free from the mundane. I mean, people have been using it everywhere. You're telling me you've never heard of a Hindu Kush?
No.
Acapulco Gold? No? Afghan Diesel? Jamaican Bud? Northern Lights? Oh, used for the same purpose, to bring us together and break free from the mundane and rise us out of our physical form to true enlightenment. I'm telling you, science, you've got it all wrong.
I don't think so, Culture. I just think that data tells the true story.
Jeez, who is this data guy? If you like him so much, why don't you just marry him?
Data and I are just friends, okay? Anyways, empiricism is the truth. Did you know that the ancient Greeks built the foundation of modern society on their use of science?
Yeah, hold on. The Greeks used cannabis too. They actually used it to dress the wounds of humans and animals. And you know, in ancient India, it was actually used to treat headaches and insomnia and to alleviate the pain of childbirth. All I'm saying is relax, girl. You gotta chill out.
How can I chill out when you were talking about an illicit drug that alters perception, can lower IQ, and cause psychosis? This is so bad.
But let's think about all the positives that cannabis can be used for, right? I'm say as an antiemetic in cancer patients, or as a muscle relaxant in Parkinson's disease, or as an anti-epileptic, or for glaucoma. I mean, the possibilities are endless. You yourself, science, you must admit, it does have some applications in realms where modern scientific medicine is having difficulty addressing things.
I agree that certain components of cannabis may be used medically. However, the cannabis plant itself produces 143 other cannabinoids, and we have very little data on the safety, efficacy, and tolerability of these components. Most people that use cannabis aren't cancer patients and people with chronic pain, but just everyday people wanting to get high.
Probably true, maybe, I don't know. All I'm saying is, I find it difficult to believe, science. I mean, people have been using cannabis forever. Some people say it even brings them closer to God.
Is there a God?
Okay, hold on. I know that's a weird one for you.
Yeah, we'll get back to that
We'll
another
address
time.
that
Yeah.
one maybe at a different time. There's definitely loads of people that shouldn't use cannabis, and it's probably not for everyone. And there's probably some populations where it'll do more harm than good. There's a whole pot-smoking world out there that enjoys it responsibly. I love cannabis. It's all about freedom and...
I don't think so.
Science question. Is it true that the effects of cannabis are actually variable across people?
But the studies actually show that cannabis and THC vary between individuals, making the effects hard to predict. And the cannabis now has a lot more THC than the cannabis they used back in the days, making that risk of psychosis a lot higher.
Next thing you're telling me is you don't even drink alcohol, for Pete's sake.
Of course I don't drink alcohol. Alcohol is so bad for you, maybe even worse than cannabis. Kills thousands of people a year, and an overdose can kill you.
Well, right, why is it still legal then?
There was a study done in the late 90s, and it was done in Canada.
Yeah.
So you may have heard of this one. So this study looked at the effects of cannabis and alcohol behind the wheel, and found that both were very bad. But the study does say that those that were high on cannabis are less likely to crash because they drive more slowly and take less risks.
That's like the epitome of the idea of, when you're stoned, you think everything's not chill, but it's probably chill, versus when you're hammered, you think everything's chill, but it is not. Why not look at Uruguay? I mean, they legalized cannabis recreationally in 2013, and then it was legalized in 2018 recreationally in Canada and in Georgia and in South Africa. Why don't we think about it this way? If cannabis really alters your perception, if you can't believe what you're seeing, how can you ever be sure of anything in the first place?
You were gaslighting.
Just think about it for a second instead of reading your books, right? Huh?
This is a very difficult decision, and we both don't know everything about cannabis. So, isn't it better we just go somewhere that's safer and a lot less risky?
Actually, wait, I have an idea of how we can figure this one out.
Yeah, go for it.
Think about it this way. What's the best way to be learned something?
To carry out a thorough literature review.
I was thinking we do like an experiment.
Culture and science coming together in exploration.
Oh, that's what I'm talking about. Let's do it.
But one problem.
What is it?
I think while we were talking, we missed the bus.
Oh, no.